Oh hi there big boys, and welcome to my review of Shiny, not for the Nintendo Switch, this is for the PlayStation 4, believe it or not. This game, I mean, it's a game, technically, it's alright, it's just a platformer, and you sort of go through 20 levels, takes about 2 hours, it's very short. The game normally goes on sale for like 12p though, it's probably worth 12p. I got a review key myself. Yeah, it's fine, but the main problem, which is quite a big problem for a platformer, is that jumping doesn't feel good at all. It doesn't feel precise. I often find myself falling down, complaining about how stupid the controls were, and you know, every time you die you've got to go back to the previous checkpoint, and even the checkpoints then have their own sort of counter. So if you fail too many times you can actually completely mess up. You gotta restart the entire level. Most levels are like, I'd say about 5 minutes, but some are about literally 30 seconds. It's weird, it's really weird. This game just isn't particularly well designed, but it's not all bad. The game graphics are actually quite decent for what it is. I mean, especially the environments in the back. You might not see it in the trailer, but some of the environments do actually look quite pretty, especially when you sort of go to more outside areas. But the sort of foreground objects do tend to look quite bad, so that's a bit of a shame. And the lighting can be okay. Some of the textures look ruddy awful in the later stages. Oh Christ, they really do. Yeah, I mean it's not a great thing. It's not a great thing, but it's there, and it does feel incredibly unpolished and buggy. And so many times I found myself colliding into stuff you weren't supposed to collide into, or like the little saw things throwing me forward halfway through the map. It's just not particularly well. You know, it doesn't really work very well as a platformer. It's got cutscenes and story thing, but it's not really like focused on it. I mean, it's fine. They're relatively alright. They're watchable, and the story's there. But it's basically just go save a load of robots. I mean, you have these robots around the map which you have to go over and hold down a button to save. Yeah, I did beat this entire game. It took me about 2 hours, and I sort of regret it. But no, it's fine because the game does change a bit. You get better abilities as you progress through the game. You get this, I won't spoil all of them, but you get this one towards the end that makes the game really quite fun for like 20 minutes. That's about as much as you got left. But then you of course realise that the reason it's so fun is because it basically lets you skip half the level. So yeah, there are some gimmicks in the game that they sort of use quite well, but most are just quite silly. And you get the stupid temperature changing thing. Like apparently if you get too hot, you can you die basically, and you can reduce your temperature by spamming these L1 and R1 on the controllers, and that's a stupid mechanic. That's a really stupid mechanic, because I mean it's actually quite hard to do, because it does make you spam it quite hard, and even that, it's just like, come on, ugh, you know. So it felt a bit like they had extra buttons on the controller and was like, oh, we got to do something with it, you know. But well, it's there. You also get like a little shield thing, and it lets you defend yourself against stuff. Basically, the idea is that every time you interact with something, or use one of these abilities, you'll lose a bit of your health. And you only gain your health at the next checkpoint station. So it means that you act conservatively. It's amazing, truly. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's just, the main problem I have with the game is the actual platforming doesn't feel too good. There was a few times I was getting in a bit of a flow, and I was like, oh, this is actually quite fun. Sort of going through level to level, go like ooh doo doo doo, especially once you get some other abilities, and it actually gets a bit more difficult. But there are some difficulty spikes, especially level 8, I think it was. That one I was stuck on for like 20 minutes. Really not well designed, that level at all. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend this game really, to be quite honest with you. But I mean, it's not a bad game. Explicitly, it's not bad. It's just nothing. You know, it doesn't feel like. If there's so many better platforms to play than this, that you shouldn't even be considering this unless you really somehow exhausted the list, you know. But it's not terrible. If you're looking for a platformer on PS4 about robots for some reason, then this would probably do you okay. But even then, you're not going to be very happy with the jumping, because the jumping doesn't feel very good. And also, when you go down a slope, your entire character rotates. It looks really weird. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Anyway, what else is there? So the game runs at 60 FPS, which is obviously very pleasant. I do appreciate that. But here's the kicker, which is going to be a big thing for a lot of people. There's a lot of glitch trophies. So the platinum is in fact impossible to get. and they have not been patched or fixed. So yeah, if you're looking for a trophy hunting game for like 12p, not worth it, because there are a few trophies you can get, and to be fair, I got like 60% of them by the end of the game, without trying too hard, but a lot of them are, you know, gonna be not possible to even get and obtain, so people tend to buy these for the platinum, don't they? So yeah, not great. The long loading times as well are there, and they're quite infuriating, especially if you die and you've got to restart the level. Yeah, it's just, it's not worth the money. Well, I mean, I guess it's worth the money for like 12p, but not a full price. And you can get this on other devices as well. I think PC, Xbox One, I don't think you can get it on Switch. But it's just, I just don't know why you'd really play this instead of a different platformer, because the platforming doesn't feel good enough. It's like something, I think it's something to do with how when you basically once you're in the air, it's kind of harder. It's quite hard to actually move. So if you're in the air and you do a little jump, if you then about to fall off, it's hard to make you move to the left a bit so you go onto the platform. If that makes any sense at all. But yeah, that's the Shining. That's Shiny for PS4. It's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's great. I wouldn't say it's objectively bad. I mean, it's not. There is a bit of charm to it, but it's just not. It's not worth your time really. But there you go. That's Shiny. So thanks for watching, big boys. I'll see you some point in time, and bye.